Welcome to the session, Go for the Gold with your training. Learn how to transform your agency training into college credit. Your presenter for this session is Dr. Lisa Romano Arnold. Lisa has served in the field of higher education for over 20 years, focusing much of her career to changing traditional college practices to better serve the needs of community college transfer students and working adult students. She earned her doctorate of management in community college policy and administration. She joined the Excelsior College team of strategic partnerships and alliances in 2015, where she works with government, corporate, association, and academic partnerships. Ladies and gentlemen, Lisa Romano Arnold.
Thank you. And thank you everybody for joining us today. I am super excited to share with you how you can have your agency training better work for you and your team within your agency. So let's get started. So just a little bit about Excelsior College. Those of you not here with us, one of the Federal Academic Alliance colleges. So we're one of the colleges OPM has partnered with, and we focus on the non-traditional student, which probably now really is the traditional student. I think more working adults are going back to school now than ever before. But most of our students are around 36 years of age. They are employed full-time. We have a large number of military veterans and military spouses enrolled with us. And we have been online from the get-go, and we are getting ready to celebrate our 50th anniversary. And part of that I'm very excited to share with you is that we have continued to partner with different veteran organizations, military and government organizations like the federal government to really create a holistic approach for our students to earn both their educational and their career goals. So part of our partnership benefit, just so you all know, as a partner with the federal government, all of your employees and yourselves as well are eligible to receive up to 20% off your tuition and fees with Excelsior. That's towards the undergraduate, and 15% off graduate. And one of the things I really want to share with you today is, again, as a partner, we can evaluate your agency's training at absolutely no cost. So some of you may be familiar with ACE, the American Council on Education. There's another entity, NCCRS, where agencies or organizations will pay for their training to be evaluated. And that can be quite considerable. Those of you that work for NSA who probably have 800 courses evaluated are probably familiar with that cost. But as a partner, we evaluate that training for you at no cost. So there are some things that you need to identify first to see if maybe this is the right fit for your agency. First of all, do you even offer training, or are you planning to offer training? If you do, this is something that our evaluation process can help you improve your training by adding some more robust learning outcomes and objectives to it. But your training, if it's evaluated for college credit, can help you recruit great employees to your agency and also help keep great employees with your agency, because not only are they going through training that they have to go through on the job, but they're also going to save time and money on completing a degree because they're getting training that is also equated to college credit. It's a great win-win. And for your agency, you can save on tuition remission. So I know several agencies within the federal government do offer tuition reimbursement opportunities. And if you're offering free training that's valued at college credit, you guys are saving on that college credit that you don't have to then issue tuition reimbursement for. So there's some great opportunities there. And it also just simply creates more value overall for your training, because it has that, that gold standard of approval, because it's equated to college credit, which we are a regionally accredited institution by Middle States, which is that gold standard in collegiate. So if you're getting valued at college credit, you have that gold standard really of Middle States Middle States accreditation with your training. So it gives your training a little more kudos and higher ranking. So there are several agencies that we are already working with that you may not know about. So one of them is with NSA. And as I talk about some of these examples, you're going to see how they're all a little bit different in how we evaluate trading. So NSA, as I mentioned earlier, has a large number of courses, the training through National Cryptologic School that are already evaluated by ACE. And ACE gives you a recommended credit. Most colleges should accept that, but not all of them do. We do here at Excelsior. But there are additional credits, like through cybersecurity, for example, that we are doing our own evaluation for because they have not yet been evaluated by ACE. But NSA also employs a lot of law enforcement folks that have taken FLETC training, which again, some has been evaluated by ACE, others have not. So we are actually working with FLETC right now and NSA to evaluate a lot of the additional training that has not been ACE reviewed. So that evaluation for FLETC training should be complete probably within the next 2 months. And we will put all of that information under our federal government page on our website. And then you'll see transfer guides. So we already have some of that there, say for DISA, for FAA and some other organizations or agencies, that have training that's already been evaluated. With NSA in particular, we're very excited to work with them because NSA, like many agencies do, employ a lot of veterans. Well, they're under that conundrum that there are a lot of active duty military that will be transitioning to veteran status shortly. They don't have the credential and they could be at risk for losing their job with NSA. And NSA doesn't want to have that brain drain, as other agencies may not want to have. So we are helping to maximize all of that great training, making sure it's evaluated by credit, also taking in their military experience and other credits that they've earned at other colleges and aggregating that to fast track to degree completion. So one of the great perks of Excelsior, I say we're this best kept secret in higher education, is that an undergraduate degree is typically 120 college credits. Well, we can transfer in up to 113. And we're seeing a lot of NSA folks come to the table with 90, 100, 100 plus credits, and they're then completing a degree with us in less than a year. We also have subject matter exams that they can take to also shave off time and reduce expenses to degree completion. FEMA is another great example. So FEMA has a lot of credits that have been evaluated by ACE already, even through FEMA Corps, through the Job Corps program. And one of their partners, I believe it's Frederick Community College, has evaluated a lot of those credits. Well, we can take those evaluations as well, apply it towards a degree. But we also worked with FEMA last year to evaluate their leadership program or their leadership academy. And there are 3 different levels. We've evaluated 2. And the last level is hopefully going to be under review next year. They were just kind of getting some other documentation together for that review process. But again, this is another great example where FEMA employees or federal government employees who have taken FEMA training can apply. I think most FEMA folks come to the table with about 24 to 36 credits. That's huge. That's more than, that's 1 or more than a year of full-time college. Then maybe if they go through that leadership academy through FEMA, that's roughly another semester of college, and then our ability to aggregate credit. So if you've got training, let's evaluate it. Again, there's no cost to you for doing that. It's totally free. And even if your employees don't want to earn a degree with Excelsior, we still transcript that credit through our One Transcript services, and folks can then take that training just about to any other college across the country. So this is really a win-win opportunity. And again, it's just another perk for you in recruitment and retention of employees at no cost. So with the agencies that we have evaluated training, I think there's about probably 9 agencies in total, and you can find more information on our federal government partnership page for that, which if you just go to excelsior.edu, top right corner is the partnership link, and then you can look for federal government. But with the outcomes of the training is that we're adding more value to the training that you're already offering, because we're going through, and maybe if your training just falls short of being eligible for college credit, we will tell you what you need to do to kind of beef up that training. Maybe it's having more detailed learning outcomes and objectives, or having some assessments, maybe more contact hours. That does not mean it has to be face-to-face. It could be online. It could be projects that are outside training time and things like that. But also you're adding more speed to your overall department's knowledge, because all these folks are going through training. Then they're also adding their and complete a college degree, and you're getting a more well-trained employee. You are also maximizing their desk time, because everything can be done outside of office hours. It's all online. And again, they've already done their training. They're not having to go do additional training on top of it. It's already training that you all are providing, but they're getting college credit for it. So folks aren't taking off to complete schoolwork. They're already getting that college credit. And again, it's that standardized learning that you have across a dispersed population across the entire country. So it's a great opportunity to add some value to your training. Then offering that credit for training, you're going to increase employee satisfaction. You're going to have more motivation from your folks, because like, hey, wait a minute, my agency is helping me complete my degree and save time and money. This is fantastic. So it's a great opportunity to show your folks, hey, we're investing with you even more, because we're going to make sure our training can be equated to college credit. And it speaks more volumes to the level of your training as well, if it can be equated to college credit. And again, it's directly applied to a degree, which shortens time to completion, which saves the employee time and money, but it also saves the agency time and money if you're offering tuition reimbursement and from people taking off from work to complete college classes. And so I mentioned aggregating college credit. So if students want to earn an associate's degree first, we can transfer 53 of those 60 credits through workplace training, military experience, and aggregating previously earned college credit. We also have subject matter exams that folks can take. So those of you who are in the service and or maybe even did AP in high school, you're familiar with, you take an exam, there's a study guide to prep for it, and then you can earn 3 college credits with that. We even have some that are worth 6 college credits. So if you have someone who speaks fluent Spanish, they could earn 6 college credits by taking our UXL Spanish exam. And that's great. So most of those exams are only about $110 to $230, and they can earn 3 college credits, which 3 college credits typically cost about $1,200. So huge savings both in time and money. And if they want to earn a bachelor's degree with us, we transfer in, again, 113 credits of 120 credit bachelor's degree. Now, some folks may have taken credits through DAU, for example, and they are in some other evaluations of training that we have conducted are actually equated to graduate level coursework, which is really something innovative. So a lot of folks that have taken some of the DAU training, they can transfer, I think one program has about 15 credits that can be applied to an MPA program. And that is very significant for folks who are completing a degree. So if you're looking to have your training evaluation completed, there are some key questions that you want to go through to see if it's even eligible. So for instance, if you're just doing a week-long training and folks are just meeting an hour a day, probably not going to meet the criteria. So what you're looking for mainly are just 45 contact hours for the entire training. That equates to at least 1 college credit. Is there structure to the program? Are there assessments as part of the program? Are there learning objectives and things like that? And at the end of the day, we need to be able to prove that employees took that training. So is there a transcript? Like FEMA, for example, has an official transcript. NSA, they have a transcript from their program as well. If you don't have an official transcript, we can use letterhead, from your training officer or head of HR. But there's a lot here to go over. I'm not going to go through all of it, but these are just some great snippets to take a look at to see if your training could be evaluated. And if you're like, wait a minute, I really want to do this, how could we beef up our training so that it could be equated to college credit? We can still work with you on that, where we can take a look at your current training and make suggestions. And again, that's totally free. That's something we do as a courtesy for our partnership. So if you have any questions, please contact me. You can reach me at lromano@excelsior.edu, and my phone number is here as well, 301-751-3039. And I just thank you all for your time in joining us today, and I hope to hear from you.